So this is a spoiler review, just a heads up. So if you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend you do. You don't need to watch the first one, or if you didn't like the first one, I completely understand. It's extremely slow. It takes like 45 minutes to get into it. This one, right off the bat, starts going. If you don't care about spoilers, go ahead and feel free to keep watching, but I really suggest you just go watch this one and tell me what you think after. So I'm going to be doing a little rundown of the movie with spoilers, then go over some of my favorite scenes and just a few things that I didn't like without wasting any time. So this movie starts off with a couple cops that pull Mick Taylor over. Even though he hasn't done anything, the cops fuck with him and give him a speeding ticket even though he wasn't speeding. And he kind of gives him a warning, like, are you sure you want to give this?
Mate, you sure you want to give me this? Bet your life.
The rookie is just the biggest looking and acting prick in the fucking world. They get in their cars, and this is one of the coolest fucking openings to a horror movie, and one of my favorite openings. From a distance, you hear gun go off while they're talking, and just within enough delay to where you can hear just how far he was, the cop's fucking head explodes and has the other one tumbling. And this whole opening scene just kicks off how fucked up Mick Taylor is. I mean, this opening scene is more fucked up than I think anything from the first movie. It really shows his sense of humor and just how fucked up he really is. It's one of my favorite openings. It's gonna show you what you're in for. After that, we're given about 10 minutes of the slowest part of the movie. We're just introduced to our first characters, these two hitchhikers from, if I remember right, they're from Germany. But we get a good 10 minutes of these characters just to kind of show them being tourists and going out to bars and having fun and camping and everything. And we just get a little bit of their love expressed. It's really not much. It's just little banter that shows that they're hitchhikers and a couple, until they run into Mick Taylor. And I love the way that Mick Taylor kind of introduces himself.
What the bloody hell are you buggers doing out here? This is National Park. You can't camp here, mate.
He always comes in wanting to help and telling you, hey, you really can't camp here. I'm sorry. You know, I know there's no signs or anything, but I don't want you to get in trouble. I can give you a ride if you want, you know. And it's once you refuse or something, he'll give you like maybe one more shot. But then if you turn your back on him or you refuse, he's not gonna play around anymore. He's just gonna fucking stab you in the back. Literally. I'll say this, within this scene now where he kills the young man, very fucking just intense, and holy shit, dude. Her reaction, the girl's reaction, how scared she acts is so spot on.
You cool enough to.
What we see Mick do to the body even minutes later of him just like cutting it up into pieces is so fucked up, and the fact that he can joke about it while he's doing it. This next part is where I really like how this movie transitions. It feels like it just takes a little bit of a left turn, and I like that, because you think that, oh, this is the girl that we're going to be following throughout the movie. But what ends up happening is she runs into a guy that is just driving along, and now we're introduced to him. And as he picks her up, and he is terrified, and everybody's responses to running into a situation like this is very, very, very good. Everyone's on like a 10. They're in fucking panic mode. They're both in the car, and when Mick goes to try to shoot, he ducks and it shoots her, and now she's dead. And now begins our journey of following him getting chased by Mick. And Mick is basically pissed that he intervened, that he got in the way. And now you have him chasing this guy through the desert nonstop. And this guy is just scared out of his mind, has no fucking idea what he's gotten himself into. Running, and Mick is after him in a fucking semi-truck. A herd of kangaroos goes by, and Mick just keeps going right over him. Even when he thinks that he's gotten away for a second, Mick literally throws a fucking truck at him. And after that, even when Mick has and this is, I love this about Mick Taylor. This is what makes Mick Taylor so fucking creepy. Is that the guy's just going out into the desert. Mick could take the shot, but he doesn't. Because he just wants to fuck with him. He just wants to fuck with the guy. That's what he's trying to do. He lets him just go and go and go until he's literally picked up by an old couple. And the old couple take him in, give him some soup. Eventually, Mick arrives at the door and he ends up killing both of them very easily, actually. And then the chase continues where the guy runs, Mick hops onto a horse and runs into him, gets off the horse and whips the shit out of him until it knocks him out. And this is where the guy wakes up in Mick's home, strapped to a chair, and has to play
Aussie history. I ask you 10 questions, you get half them right, so 5, and then I'll let you go.
10 questions with Mick, and every question that he gets wrong, Mick's gonna grind off a finger, and if he gets them all right, Mick will let him free. The guy finds a way to get one of his hands free, grabs a hammer, knocks Mick out. There's a nice little chase, some dogs get involved, and it honestly ends with Mick grabbing him and knocking him out, and the guy wakes up and has no idea where he is. Okay, that's the run of the movie. Now let's kind of get into some details. I'm going to talk about some things I like about this movie. One, like I said, the beginning is awesome. The beginning is fucking sweet. It really shows you what you're in for. Mick Taylor is one of my favorite slashers, killers, movie iconic killers. I does not get enough love at all. I want more. I want a number 3, 4, 5. I don't care. The show is awesome too. The kills are really good. It works for me. It's not too in your face, but it is still brutal and it is effective. The performances of all the characters, again, you're just reading like 10 minutes of subtitles, so if you're not into subtitles, there's not much of it. I like how it's a very tight story. It's very, don't get fucking killed by a guy chasing you in the desert. The main character that we eventually start following after the first girl dies, which I love that they transition characters like that. I wish more stories would do that. Kind of reminds me of Barbarian, if you've seen that. The guy, I like him. I think he does a really good job. Try to imagine being chased. Just try to imagine acting like you have to cry for your life. The guy's doing a really good job. And when it comes down to him and Mick and their little performance and everything, the scene where Mick is just fucking with them. And I love what Mick does as far as playing a fucking game with them. He's like, oh yeah, we'll play a little, like, I ask you a question, and if you get one right, I'll let you go. And if you get one wrong, I cut off a finger.
For each one that you get wrong, I get to grind off a finger.
Like his performance, John Jarrett's performance, how playful he is. It's so fucked up, but at the same time, it just draws you in and you want more. It's very kind of Freddy Krueger-y. I love a killer that talks, that has a mouth, that can bullshit. And in that scene in particular, even when the guy gets the right answer, Mick still grunts off the finger because he's like, no, you're wrong, actually, this is the answer.
The right answer is because they are a pack of pommy cars.
John Jarrett really gets to shine in this movie, where he didn't as much in the first one. This takes everything, the great parts of the first one, and just amp them up completely. This is a Mick Taylor movie. I'm going to start talking about just a few things that kind of bother me in this movie. One, starting off with the couple at the beginning, I wish that there was something that made me like them more. Like there's just nothing about them. The guy just seems kind of cold and a little grumpy. The girl, she's fine. She's just a girl. Like there's just nothing about him. We only get 10 minutes with him, so I guess that would be hard to really get us to be attached to him. But I mean, I just feel like if you just played them off a little more cutesy to each other, like they had a little game that they were doing, or they were doing something. We just kind of see them playing with a harmonica and kind of a little chit chat. And I feel like there just could have been something, not to do the cliche. You know, I don't want to see him like being about to propose or something, and we're like, oh, he's going to, and then, you know, not that. I'm not saying do something like that. I understand that there's cliches in that, and I'd rather them not than do a cliche, but I just think that there's something that could have made us kind of think like, oh, these are our characters, and I'm rooting for them already. I like these characters. I'm in, and then right away the rug gets swoop from under us, and we're like, oh fuck, okay, I liked them, but all right. I think that would have been cool. Like I said, the kangaroo scene feels a little bit ridiculous to me, just because it's very CG, and for a movie that feels so darkly toned at points, kind of shifts the tone so much where it definitely threw me off the first time. The first time I watched this movie, I was very thrown off, and my cousin just fucking loved it. And it's taken a few more times where I know it's coming, so I've just kind of accepted it more. One scene that definitely bugged me this last time I watched it was when the guy gets picked up by the old couple after he's already been chased by Mick, and he's seen what Mick is capable of, and he has very much experienced at this point, he's been fucked up. He's got a semi-truck thrown off a cliff to him. He's been run off a cliff. He's seen him shoot a girl right in front of him. And when he gets to this old couple, he says nothing. He just sits there quietly and scared and shocked and everything. And I understand that if you were to watch it, you almost go like, are they in on this? Are these his parents? Oh, fuck, I bet these are his parents. I could understand you thinking that, because they do come off a little weird. But then you hear Mick, and the guy's like, I'll take care of it. And you could even think up until then, but as soon as they have a conversation, I don't understand why he's not saying anything. He's not warning them. He's like, no, there's this guy. He's a fucking crazy guy. He's a fucking crazy guy out there, and he shot a woman, and he ran a fucking semi-truck off a cliff. Like, there's none of that. He is just quiet as fuck. I blame him, dude. Like, the guy even has guns. I'd be like, dude, give me one. What a piece of shit, kind of, to just let these people think that they're just dealing with a normal guy. The guy goes out there and he's like, I'll deal with it. And then he's like, get off my land. And he goes back in. He's good. He ain't coming back.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
What? Wait, yeah, he is, and this guy knows he is. He's definitely coming back, and it literally takes walking down the hallway for this old man, to get a fucking bullet in his head, and then his wife to get a bullet. Like, come on, man. Like, this scene just kind of comes and goes, and that was a moment where you could have had a little something happen. Other than that, I really enjoy this movie. I really do. It's very quick, and but it just does what I think a horror movie should do. It fucking horrifies you. It really does. It's pretty fucked up, man. And Mick, as a killer, has a way of going right up to uncomfortable, at least for me, but not crossing that line. So have you seen Wolf Creek 2? I definitely think if you haven't, you need to. Even if you haven't seen the first one, that's okay. Watch this one. It's awesome. I love it. We need more Mick Taylor, and watch the first 2 seasons of the show. The show's awesome. The show is even better than the fucking movies, if you ask me. There's my spoiler review for Wolf Creek 2. And real quick, I just want to say thank you for anybody who has subscribed and or even just watched a video. It's very fucking cool. I don't expect much out of these videos. They're mostly just for fun. So thank you. And if you get any enjoyment out of them, that's awesome. And let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like these kinds of videos, and if you watched the movie, and if you like the movie, or if you didn't like the movie. And what do you think of Mick Taylor as a killer? I think he needs more love. All right, thank you for watching.
What the bloody hell are you buggers doing out here?